Okay, let's see how quickly I can give a summary of the background situation. My fiance was on parole. He had a 5-year sentence and he had to live in Solano County, which is over 65 miles away from home. He was down to about 4 months left. He was supposed to get off on October 28th. And in June, on June 12th, his back got so bad that his leg locked up and he couldn't get out of bed or move around, couldn't drive, couldn't get downstairs, couldn't go to work. So he had had an MRI done in April at the VA, and they said he needed back surgery. But he couldn't afford to take time off work to get back surgery while he was being forced to live in Solano County, because then he would have no money to pay rent and he would end up homeless. So in May, we started really looking at what can we do to fix this problem, get you off parole, get you to Sacramento where you can live with me. And then in June, when it got to the point that he could no longer work and he was locked in his bed or stuck in his bed with a locked up back and had no one to help him, we really started pushing for a hardship early release from parole. And so June 12th was a Wednesday. On June 16th, the Sunday, we had to call an ambulance to take him to the ER because his back was so bad and his right lung really hurt, like he had pneumonia. And he was very badly dehydrated. And we had to call the ambulance so they could get him down the stairs and get him to the hospital. And we went to the ER. And then came back home, and Monday morning I sent another message to my constituent caseworker, for Assemblymember Jim Cooper, who I was working with on trying to find solutions to our situation here. And I messaged her at 6:52 in the morning to let her know, okay, this has gotten really bad. He had to go to the ER, couldn't walk. He doesn't have anyone there in Solano County to take care of him, no one to bring him food or water. And then I submitted out to her, here's the picture of his MRI showing the 2 slip discs that are pushing on his spinal cord. Also, here's the notice from his new property owners of the apartment building he lives in, telling him that in August his rent is going up by $455. And so she forwarded that on to California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, CDCR, to their Office of Legislation to, emphasize the urgency in why he really needed this early release. And they turned it down, and I got the notice about it being turned down like 3 days before he died. And he died on June 21st, alone in his bed with no one to help him and in pain. And so I was suspicious about some of the things that might have gone on in the background, just based on previous interactions with parole officers and other, let's use nice language, crappy people like that. That's the nicest word I could come up with. And who talk down to you and talk to you like you're a piece of crap yourself, even though they don't know you and they're the ones twisting everything around. So I did a Public Records Act request, and here's me finally picking it up on January 27th.
Okay.
And so everything fit on one disk?
Yeah, it was total 150 documents that
Okay.
were redacted. Everything else was irrelevant. So what happens is they run a name
Yeah.
check, CDC number, and it comes back with all these hits throughout the whole state of California. And then after everything was edited or filed, it came down to 150 documents.
Okay.
And
So when you say edited, like,
well, not edited,
like
but
redacted, I understand redacted is like when you cross out phone numbers, that sort of
personal
thing.
information.
Yeah.
So, just like you do a Google search, you put in
Right.
certain names, you get all this information.
Right. So I'd asked for every email that was about him. And I did get all the emails that were about him.
That
Okay.
are relevant to that.
Okay.
So, and this is me.
Well, when you say relevant, I wanted everything that had his name in it.
And that's where
Okay.
we're on the same page.
Okay.
or some stuff that had nothing to do with his case, but it popped up.
And I still got that on here.
Yeah, so I had to take all that stuff out because it was, CDCR is big.
Right.
So it was coming from different departments that had nothing to do with it. And it was
Had nothing to do with him?
With him, with this issue, with...
This issue, I don't know. I didn't explain what the issue was in my letter, so I'm curious what you think the issue is. Because do you have a phone to record? Thank you.
So what I'm saying is, it wasn't regarding him at all, or his case.
Okay. It was nothing about him and the ones that you took out.
To be perfectly clear, it was nothing about him.
Okay.
Relevant to his case.
I
It had
hear you.
nothing to do with your request.
Right.
So that's the information that did not get provided to me.
Okay.
Out of the search that we did.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll be checking everything thoroughly, so
That's fine.
just know that.
It's your right.
It is my right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
All right.
Hope everything works out for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was Mr. Jody Howard at CDCR. Who was the person I met with to pick up the disc with the PDF documents responding to my Public Records Act request. When I got home and I reviewed the contents, I realized that it was all emails. There were no text messages like I had clearly requested. There was no written correspondence, which I'd also requested. And there were some things missing. And when I say missing, besides the text messages, there were emails missing that I know exist because they were sent to me in response to an email I had sent to some people at CDCR in regard to my late fiance. And what was most peculiar was these chains of emails that went over, several days of back and forth emails. When their system prints them out, the pages are numbered. And some of them might start on page 2, so page 1 is missing. Or I have 1, 2, and 3, and page 4 is missing, but there's 5 and 6, and then 7 and 8 are missing, but there's 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's interesting that he said, it's everything that pertains to your issue or your case is there, but yet they pulled out pages on these emails that were all on the same topic. So he was very dishonest. And I have since tried to arrange a time to meet with him to talk about the things that were missing. And his first response to me last Thursday, January 30th, was, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't meet with you Friday, the 31st, because I'll be out of the office." And so then I wrote back saying, well, in your absence, since you didn't provide a name of someone to contact, could you at least provide some dates and times that we can meet next week to talk about the multiple items missing from my PRA request? And he wrote back, "Unfortunately, I'll be out of the office. I can't meet with you on the 31st, Friday." And so then Friday afternoon, I got the idea, because of watching so many different really good, great auditors and people who deal with public records requests and things, got the idea that, hey, I can request the video camera surveillance from their lobby, which is funny. The main reason I know about it is that my body cam video totally sucked because I had the camera up too high. Should have had it down lower. And so I got a whole bunch of the ceiling, but I kept seeing the video surveillance camera in the ceiling, which was like, can request copies of that. So I did that on Friday. I went and requested a copy of their footage for Friday so I can verify whether or not Mr. Howard was out of the office on Friday. And today around 11 a.m., a little after 11 a.m., I got an email from him. And, first he says he's, I can't meet with you. I'll be out of the office. And then today I get this lovely detailed email at 11:16 a.m., February 2nd, Groundhog Day. "Good morning, Ms. Kalinowski. Thank you for your email correspondence. Please note that we have an established protocol and procedure which was followed in relation to your public records request. We do not individually meet to discuss disagreements, questions, or concerns with PRA requests. As there is no further system of administration appeal under the California Public Records Act, your administrative remedies are exhausted, and you are free to pursue the matter in the appropriate forum. It's funny, his attempt at using legal jargon. But we'll see you here at our forum, the People's Court. And that's basically how I take that is, we're not going to meet with you anymore. You want to do something about it? Take us to court. Okay, we'll do that. I was already planning on it, but I just got you documented lying on the video too. And there's other things too. So you might have they might think, sorry, talking to Mr. Jotty Howard now. They may have think they pulled out everything, but it was funny. Some of the pages that were missing on some emails, I think that's what appeared in other emails, and I found some things I was looking for, some things I didn't even know I was looking for, and there's some things that are missing, of course. But I've got enough, and I just want to encourage everyone to check back in on my channel. I'm totally new at this, as you can tell by the quality of my body cam video where my camera was up too high. But I'm going to keep moving forward and sharing this story and getting it out there. And, as I said one time, I'm a little like Tom Petty. I won't back down. I will stand my ground. And I'm going to see this through to the end. Okay, take care, everybody. And I hope to have more videos up and going soon with more good news as things are starting to roll forward now that we're getting some documents released. Bye.